Inside the Cave now brings you the official store to get all things Cave Crush and Inside the Cave at cavecrushshop.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Cave Crush and like our Facebook page, Cave Crush Shop.
Back in the day, back in the day, back in the day.
Take it back now, y'all.
Bring it back in time.
Let's go back in the day. Let's go back in the day with Inside the Cave.
When Inside the Cave.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Inside the Cave.
Inside the cave.
Inside the Cave.
I'm going inside the cave.
Inside the Cave.
Welcome back Inside the Cave.
Inside the cave.
Inside the Cave.
I put y'all show, man.
Yeah.
This tight though. I like this thing.
Inside the Cave.
This song is great.
Inside the Cave.
Who said that?
You're on the number one show, Inside the Cave.
It gave me a real zap in the gap.
We're not about to play with all that's funny.
Inside the cave.
How does Cat make her pudding?
I don't know if y'all want me to tell that story completely.
Mike, you guys gotta cool out with that food shit. Who comes up with this stuff?
Inside the Cave.
Thank y'all for being a major outlet to a lot of people who need that.
Gangbangers.
Turn around and interview you for having the best podcast in the nation.
Inside the Cave.
Don't want to be down with you bitch ass niggas anyway.
David, this show is great.
Inside the Cave.
All right, welcome back Inside the Cave, thecavepodcast.com. Facebook, like us, subscribe to us on iTunes, Inside the Cave, and on SoundCloud, Inside the Cave. All right, I am CB at I'm the Real CB, and next to me always is the host of the Dirt Sheets, Joe Dirt.
I finally get the next intro. Somebody before me.
Long as you're happy, I want everybody to know that Joe Dirt is the most important person on Inside the Cave. I just want to make sure.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Now that we got
Nice
that,
talking to y'all.
now that we got that out the way, Veli Vel is here.
Say the best for last, Joe.
Hey,
what up, people? What's happening?
Joe Dirt. I just want to ask you a question real quick. Do you have a problem with any segments on the show? And Veli, it's the same thing to you. Do you have a problem with anything on the show?
Actually, I do.
Oh, you do? Well, okay, what? Now, do you have a problem with the wrap-up?
With the whole show, with the exception of my segment.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay. So the wrap-up is cool. Okay, Dirt Sheets, you're okay with the Dirt Sheets. What about Country Rap Tune? You cool with that?
Nope.
You don't like the Country Rap Tune? Veli, what about the Country Rap Tune? You like the Country Rap Tune?
I mean, other than dick, fuck, pussy, motherfucker, whole pimp, bitch, suck a dick. I mean, it's pretty decent.
Okay, cool. All right, well, what about Cat's Corner? We gonna keep Cat's Corner?
What you think, Joe? I think if she sells pudding on her corner, it could work.
So, okay.
Damn, selling pudding on the corner, huh?
All right, I'll make a memo of that. And Ooga of the
It
Week.
should be called Joe Dirt Sheets Corner.
Joe Dirt Cheese Corner. I mean, because you do give the best advice on that. What about Ooga of the Week?
Oh, that's great.
Keep it Ooga of the Week. All right, cool. Emails and complaints.
I think we can get rid of Uber of the Week, too.
Okay. All right, I'll make a note of that. Kill yourself and start over. Now, I know Big Dog doesn't like kill yourself and start over, but I love kill yourself and start over. There's a lot of people that need to kill themselves and start over. Are we going to keep that?
Yes, it is.
I think Big Dog want to call it flush yourself or flush your shit and start over.
All right.
I don't know why he wants to do that, because he ain't got nothing to flush.
Now, careful.
Outhouse and start over.
Now, careful. We got a country guy coming on the show later on, so you guys might want to watch those jokes.
Hey, Joe, you know what segment I'm really tired of, sick of? It actually needs to start over.
What
segment is that?
that damn quote, aka mini series of the week.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. That's what I was about to ask you. We are gonna keep CB's quote of the week. All right, I just want to make that clear. All right, I just want to make that clear. Now, look, everybody that's listening, if you have a problem with,
We need a suggestion box.
if you have a problem
Exactly.
with any segments on our show, please email us InsideTheCavePodcast@gmail. Attention it to Cousin Lamar. Let us know how you feel. All right.
Let's go back in the day. Let's go back in the day with Inside the Cave.
Now, I really don't have a quote this week.
Thank God.
If you don't mind, Joe, I would like to tell you guys a story. Now, in honor of Black History Month, I just thought about this. A lot of people have been telling me that I'm not cool and I don't keep up with hip hop and all this kind of stuff. I want to take you guys back to a hip hop legend. Now, you guys might go to a hip hop concert. And you guys might go to what's that kid's name? Fetty. How you say that kid's name?
Come
Fetty.
on, man.
Fetty.
That's old now. Stop doing
Okay.
that.
All right. Fetty Wap. You might go to a Fetty Wap Fetty Wap concert, right? And you might see him, and there might be about 10 or 12 people on stage and stuff like that. You might go to another guy's concert, and you might notice a guy in the background holding a mic, and every time he raps, he says, yeah, put your hands in the air, all that kind of stuff. This guy, you might notice if you a fan of Jay-Z, he had a Dame Dash. If you're a fan of Biggie Smalls, he had a Puff Daddy. But those guys are called what, Joe?
Hype man.
Hype men. There you go. If you go to a Public Enemy concert, the most famous hype man might have been Flavor Flav, right? I want to take you guys back to the original hype man. If it wasn't for this guy, this is a Black History moment. You're not going to get this information nowhere else but from CB. The original hype man, the guy that started it all. You want to know what his name was? Jerome. You know who Jerome is? From Morris Day and the Time. Jerome was the original hype man. If it wasn't for Jerome, there would be no Flavor Flav, no Puffy, no Dame Dash, nobody that Fetty, how you say that kid's name? Fetty.
No Prince.
There would be nobody on the stage. If it wasn't for Jerome, no rapper would have a mirage of people all on stage yelling for no reason and making a bunch of noise and a bunch of useless people. There'll be no useless people on stage behind rappers if it wasn't for Jerome from Morris Day and the Time. Look him up, Google him. If it wasn't for him, there would be rap would not be what we are used to as it right now. Your opinions?
I normally don't agree with you, but you know what I'm saying? I give you a pass on this one.
Well, I honestly don't care. I thought he was going to shout out a rapper or something. Talking about some real hip hop music.
I thought you was talking about Jerome from Martin.
Jerome from Martin. That's the 24-year-old, everybody.
Yeah, that's the 24-year-old. But that is a black.
Disrespectful right there. Hey, do you know who Prince is?
Yeah, I know who Prince is.
Do you need to know who Jerome is?
Huh?
You ever seen Purple Rain?
You know what? I might have, but
Oh God, you really
it's not
are
something
young.
I remember watching. He just wasn't like, I couldn't look at him. I still don't like looking at him, so I never understood why women would just fall.
Who,
over
Prince?
him like he was just, yeah. Oh my God, he is so fine. How? He looks like us.
Usually most women don't like him when he's prettier than them or something. I don't like women don't like men that's prettier than them. I get that. That's what it is, and that's what Prince is all about. But the connection is in that movie. Jerome was part of the time, and the time had, Jerome was up there hyping folk out. People don't. CB, I salute you for this one, man. You right. He was the #1 hype man. He don't get the credit he deserves.
That's right. It wasn't for
Maybe
Jerome.
I should go watch Purple Rain.
That's right. When you watch,
what's the name of that show? I mean, that song. Is it Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars, yeah. Don't believe me, just watch.
Yeah, that song there.
Mm-hmm.
They got all that inspiration from Morris Day and the Time.
Yeah, Morris Day and the Time. And I'm telling you, before Run DMC was out first, it was only 3 people on stage: Run, DMC, and Jam Master Jay. That was
Exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for, look, Puffy brought out that dude Bentley, and Bentley was the same thing as Jerome. You know what I mean? These guys, if it wasn't for Jerome, had no role in that group other than holding the mirror. He didn't even talk. He didn't talk. He was just a hype man, just a guy backing up. He was a guy that was on stage. Huh?
Yeah, that one dance move.
Yeah, he was a guy that was on stage for no reason. And if you go to a rap concert now, all you see is a bunch of guys on stage for no reason. Who was the original guy? His name is Jerome.
You know, Jerome didn't have to hype nobody. Let's just talk about Black History Month right now. What's something you can say about all black folk? Black folk like to stay fly. They want to look fly. So Jerome's job was to be on that stage with that mirror to make sure more they stay fly.
That is true.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that was my quote of the week. Actually, my Black History moment of the week that has been replaced by quote of the week.
CB, I gotta hit you with one more hype man you left out. Too Big MC. Now, Too Big MC was hanging out with Hammer right around 88, 89, somewhere around there. And when Hammer had concerts, Too Big MC got the crowd hype, got Hammer hype, got the dancers hype. So, honorable mention goes to Too Big MC.
King of a hype, busy at the gig. Get on the mic, homeboy, too big. Get busy, get hype. Hammer's taking a break while I'm on the mic. Too big, in the back, pumping up the hype. I got the Hammer's back. Pumping louder, can you feel it? Too Big MC, I'm so real with it. Blow it up, it's so big, I'm too big.
Let's go back in the day. Let's go back in the day with Inside the Cave.
Hey, but on to more important news. I've been waiting to do this for a long time, and I gotta tell you. So unlike the rest of you guys, I'm the only one on this show that has white friends. I have a lot of white friends. So unlike our black listeners, my two white buddies, they like my interracial or my racially sensitive joke of the weeks. So I got like 5 or 6 of them. And the racially sensitive joke don't discriminate. Everybody can get it. So hey, Veli.
Yeah, CB.
Why is aspirin white?
I don't know. Why is aspirin white?
Because it works. Get it? I'm here all week.
Who said that?
CB, you ain't shit.
So you're trying to say Advil only work part-time?
Hey, I report, you decide. Here's another one. Why did President Obama get 2 terms?
Why is that?
I don't know, CB.
Because every black man gets a longer sentence. Oh, I'm here all week.
Who said that?
All right. I don't know who writes this crap. Here's another one. What's a Mexican's favorite sport?
I don't know, CB. What?
Cross country. Oh, God, I love that stuff.
I actually like that one.
All right. Here, the females can get it too. Why do women make better soldiers than men?
Why is that?
Because they can bleed for weeks and not die. Oh, who said that? Who writes this crap? You like that, my man? I'm here all week. Hey, I got something for gay people too. What do you call a gay cowboy? A Jolly Rancher. Oh, I'm here all week. Hey.
Who said that?
Who writes this crap? All right. One more for the black people. What's the difference between a black man and a park bench? A park bench can support a family of 4. Oh, I'm here all week.
Man, you're a fool.
Yeah.
Hashtag who said that?
God, I love that stuff, man. All right. What's next on the list? I forget.
Oh, man.
Emails and complaints.
Emails and complaints with Cousin Lamar. Let's go, cuz.
This show never gets complaints.
Emails and complaints with Cousin Lamar on Inside the Cave.
What you got, cuz?
All right, so first up, we got Kathy from Chicago. She listened to the recent Dr. Umar Johnson show, and she said she's happy that Dr. Umar Johnson stood up for single black mothers and not put all the blame on them for problems in the community like the previous guest did.
What guest is she talking about?
And CB, I like how you really try to hear his point of view. When I listened to it, I like how he said, no, I don't believe in that. You were like, but there are a lot of people who do.
Yeah.
And he still squashed it. It was so cold.
Play that devil's advocate.
Yeah, a lot of people like that Dr. Umar Johnson. We got to have him on again. All right, what else you got, cuz?
All right, next up we got somebody from Instagram. Name is Honey Hair, and she was commented on the Maya interview. She says, "Damn, Maya, I would drink her bath water. When is she coming back on?"
Damn.
Yeah. Shout out. Now she was a girl, right? That was a female listener, right?
Yeah.
Hey, CB.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking so. Her name is Honey Hair.
Yeah.
Not that there's nothing wrong with that.
There's definitely nothing wrong with that. We need more of that. Nothing but girl on girl love.
But I didn't hear any lesbian jokes, CB.
I gave a gay joke. Gay, lesbian. They're all the same thing. They're all the same thing to me. What else you got, cuz?
I'm a lesbian.
All right, so we got Rich from Chicago.
Rich from Chicago?
Rich from Chicago. He's saying again, where was International D during the interview for Dr. Umar Johnson? I didn't hear him on the show. Where was he?
That is a great question. Where was International D? Now, before I get to International D, Valley Vale, there's a light-skinned, thick red bone alert.
And why are you telling me that?
I know how much you love him.
That's why I married one. Shout out Miss Velly.
Oh, you're married? Oh, that's right. Just for all the listeners know, Velly is married. All right. What was that email again, cuz?
The email?
Yeah, what was that?
It was for Rich.
Rich?
Yeah, Rich from Chicago.
What did he say?
He says, again, where was International D?
Now that's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question. International D. Now, I know everyone is thinking that International D purposely didn't show up for the Dr. Umar Johnson, but that's not true.
That is true.
International D is a selfish prick. He only shows up for his segment and that's it. So it's not just the fact that International D didn't show up for Dr. Umar Johnson. He didn't show up for nobody else's segment either. If you listen throughout the show, he's only on for like 1 or 2 segments, and it mostly has to do with him. So
and they're not being fair. We recorded later than usual.
You were there.
I was there.
Okay. So basically, International D is a selfish prick, and that's why he didn't show up.
Amen to that, brother.
All right. Oh, we got some people that want to watch our show, I believe. Anyway, all right, let's go. What else you got, cuz?
All right, so we got but a guy from Chicago
Hold on, say that again, cuz.
He said that he didn't list the name, but he said that we got a standing ovation after the interview with Dr. Umar Johnson. He said that he enjoyed the show 7 out of 10. He said it was a really good show. He enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was from the garage, man. They listen to us every week. Shout out to everybody listening to us at the garage. I can't say what garage, because just in case they're not supposed to be listening to us, I don't want to get them in trouble.
That's an actual workplace?
Yeah.
I thought it was
like a strip club or something.
It's a strip club.
Garage.
Their garage.
They give the best lube jobs.
They're a prominent company. We're not a live show, brother. They're a prominent company, and I don't want to get one of the guys in trouble because I actually happen to pretty much like them. What else you got, cuz?
We got Maxwell, a guy by the name of Maxwell. He says, wow, y'all got Dr. Umar Johnson on? That's what's up. But please take my crew out of the group text message that gets these updates when your show is uploaded. Thanks.
Maxwell, yeah, all right. I think I know who he's talking about. I promise you I will take our group out of your group text messages so you won't get no more updates of the show. I guess you don't like us. I don't know what that means.
We don't like you either, Maxwell.
We're going to send you a group text in a minute.
Exactly.
Full of complaints, Maxwell.
What else you got, cuz?
All right, so we got a few more. Just let me know where you want to move on.
No, brother, this is your segment. You know what, Lamar? Everybody likes you, man. I'm telling you. We've got people that says you need to talk more, so you can go on as long as you want. If these other guys shut up around here,
hey,
I'm telling you, you can have a lot more to do on this show. But
Dog
these guys
told me he don't like you.
These guys don't shut up enough to let you talk.
Hey, CB, do you think Cuz reads the hate mail he may get?
Well, I got some messages for him anyway. But
oh, damn.
Oh, they're all good. Oh, there's a lot of women here. I just want to let everybody know a lot of good-looking women here. What else you got?
Thank you, CB.
What did you say about that thick red bone again?
we got a thick red bone with us.
Oh, damn.
Go ahead, cuz.
All right. So next up, we got Willis. Willis from Texas.
Again,
he says,
Willis again.
Yeah,
okay.
Shout out Willis.
What's up, Willis? He says, International D sounded like a hater during emails that we played. Why he cares Joe got people sending emails in, and why he got to hate on the girls that's interested in Belly.
Ah, you heard that?
That's because D's a hater.
Yeah, you guys don't know D like we know him, but D hates a lot on other people's success. So
Exactly.
you guys don't know D like we know him.
Very
but
much.
So you saying when we hoop, like play 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, D never has any assists?
None.
Never. He's selfish. He takes all the shots.
Selfish hater.
What else you got, cuz? Hey, turn me up.
All right, this next is for Kat. This is from JD from Texas. It says, damn, Kat used to be a teacher? I would stay over and work extra credit every day if she was my teacher. Even though I ain't never seen how she looked, she sound good.
Oh, okay.
Great compliment.
Like that, Kat?
What's his name?
What you talking
His
about,
name
Willis?
is JD from Texas.
JD from Texas. Thank you so
Yep.
much. I feel good, so I look good, and I would love to be anyone's teacher anytime.
Oh shit, Miss Trinidad.
That's what's up.
That's awesome.
Keep going, man. We just got CB out here, promoting the show, man. We live. That's what you get when you get a live show. We just out here networking. What you got, cuz? That's it?
Hey, so next up, we got Dan from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, he definitely
He
knows
says,
some beats.
which one of y'all sleeping with Kat?
Oh my God!
Going to drop real
Oh
quick.
my God! I can assure you, not a damn soul. Like no one is.
Hey,
Oh, I'm sleeping with myself. Damn. See, y'all done talk too much about my
We didn't do
honey,
no- hey.
and now everybody thinks like I'm sharing with people.
He must like bananas. He like pudding. Hey, my question is, has he even seen Kat?
Right, because CB's so shady, he won't even put my picture up.
No, we got you up.
I feel like I'm the evil
We made
stepchild.
We made sure.
My one listener every week is like, so why don't they want to put your picture up?
You got more now. You got JD and Willis and. Hey, quick shout out. We got Swiss Beats in the house. Oh, that ain't Swiss. I thought.
Swiss.
Oh, that's mozzarella beats. I thought that was
That's
Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats.
My bad,
But
y'all.
I do want to shout out DJ D-Tane and DJ Ken, the DJs here.
Yes, sir.
The music that we'll hear occasionally, they're the ones, spinning the records. So I wanted to say shout out to those guys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I missed that last email. What happened? Something happened
It
with
was all
Cuz.
your fault. That last
Don't worry
email
about
was your
it.
fault.
It was for Kat.
What happened?
Don't worry about it.
Kat got an admirer.
Cat got admired. What happened?
Moving on.
What happened, cuz? I missed that one.
Nick,
All right, so next up,
listen to the show. It's great.
Anonymous.
The show is great.
Anonymous from Indiana.
Anonymous from
Listed on SoundCloud. He says, don't say my name because I don't want nobody to know who listened to y'all show. But was D scared to tell his views to Dr. Umar? What happened to him?
Everybody wants to know what happened to D. Everybody wants to know what happened to D, man. D, you got some. Is D there?
Nope.
He's not
See,
there.
he even ran.
Yeah, see, that's you gotta get used to that. D does a lot of that, man, but that's okay. All right.
If it ain't about D, then he don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Selfish bastard.
D acting like a hooger right now.
All right. So next up, we got actually an email for Caleb. Somebody from the Wild Hunters. They says folks in there from the Wild Hunters wondering what happened to Kayla. She my G. Where she at?
Folks in there. Did you say
ask,
folks in there?
You gotta ask Kat
Folks
what
in
happened to
there.
Kayla.
Oh shit.
I didn't do anything. Don't ask me.
Hey, shout out to Kayla because I know folks in them and I don't want to get killed. So shout out to Kayla.
Yeah, that's you
shout
gotta
out
ask,
to the Bloods and Crips in
ask
LA.
Kat. Kat has all the explanation of what happened to Kayla.
Yeah, CB called me and was like, hey, Kayla, can you come in today? Can you come in?
You know
and
what?
I'm like, sure.
Actually, Kayla is on maternity leave.
Yeah, there you go.
She's on maternity
Right,
leave.
yeah.
Shout out folks in there.
Yeah, back in Cali.
She crew.
Shout out folks to the, yeah.
Send baby shower.
She is crew.
She is crew. She
Crew for
doing
life.
good.
She good with us.
You can look her up on Instagram or Twitter. Pretty Girl Lloyd. She's doing good. But yeah, Kat got rid of her. That's all I can say.
Kat got rid of her.
We don't want
I
nobody.
don't even have nobody to kill yourself to start over, and you gonna put that on me.
I was just playing. But shout out to Kayla though. We'll be talking to you soon. But Kayla's good. She's still crew. I appreciate everything Kayla ever did for the Cave. And she's really in San Francisco, and we're in Chicago. That's the main thing. And we're recording on different days now. So folks in them.
She will have a hell of a commute.
Hey, cuz, was that really them? That's what they said, folks in folks in them. Hey,
That's a G. Both folks in there from the Wild Hunters.
Oh shit. Folks in this. Damn.
Let's go back in the day. Let's go back in the day with Inside the Cave.
Hey, can I tell you guys a story what happened to me? I meant to tell you guys this earlier in the week. I think I finally figured out what's wrong with the black church. Now, for you guys don't know, last week I actually had to make a speech in church. For real, I actually had to make a speech in church. So I know it's going to be kind of hard for all our listeners out there because you guys, you bunch of marks that listen to the show, appreciate you listening, but you guys are a bunch of marks. I know you guys think that I'm just this sexist, abusive asshole on the podcast, but that's just 2 hours out the week my wife lets me play one. I'm really not that type of guy. But I had to make a speech at church, and I gotta say, it was a great speech. And so people came to me after church and was like, you know what? You should be a minister. You should be up here preaching. You should be a deacon and all that. That is the problem in the church. Just because a good-looking guy like myself that looks good in a suit and can talk for 15 minutes doesn't mean that I qualify to be a preacher. Stop making these guys preachers. We got too many of them. I got too many people that think that I hear this all the time. I like pastor. You know what? I feel like I can have a beer with pastor. No, you're not supposed to feel like you should have a beer with your pastor. All right?
Why not?
No, that is not that. Look, there's some things I take very serious. Pastoring, cops, and stuff like. Pastors and cops and stuff like they should not be regular guys. Stop making these people out to be.
Serious?
I'm serious. They should not be regular guys.
You shouldn't be at the bar with your pastor or at poker night with your pastor.
Exactly.
You're talking about the same religion that Jesus was at a party turning water into wine.
But that was non-alcoholic. They wasn't there getting toe up.
And it was his blood.
Kicking it. They were already there chilling.
That was his blood.
He didn't even drink.
That was his blood.
He turned the water into wine for someone. You're telling me like he's not a regular guy.
Okay, Kat, you go to the church you go to, and I'm going to go to the church that I continue to go to. Look,
you are the church. You are the living church. That's what you are. And I feel like you are taking, not taking to consideration. All they're saying is you say things that they would like.
I'm sorry. You're gonna say you're gonna look at a good-looking guy like me in a suit and say that I should be a minister just because I made a good speech.
Be a mortuary director.
You didn't look, but they didn't look at my background.
A blues brother in a different suit. So
if CB was the pastor of a church, I would drive by that church going 100 miles per hour every day.
Now wait a minute, Joe.
We're just saying, CB, that you must have spoken well. That's it.
I spoke well, but I need church folks, as they call them, to stop being a bunch of marks and stop telling all these people that they should be preachers. My pastor should not have an Xvideos account or a Bang Bros account or be on World Star Hip Hop. I'm tired of this. I don't want my pastor to be a regular Joe. No pun intended, Joe Dirt. I'm tired of this. People be making these pastors. Yeah, I love Pastor, man. You know, he made a good. You know, Pastor won the bet in the pool last week. He won $5,000. Like that shouldn't be your pastor, man. That is not it, man. Stop making your pastors and cops and presidents and all that stuff. They should not be regular people. They should be above all that bullshit. I don't want you going through the same thing I'm going through. And anybody, stop promoting that stuff. I'm telling you guys, stop promoting these pastors that, yeah, he's a regular guy, man. No.
I agree with you.
Thank you, Joe Dirt. How you feel about that, cuz? Am I right?
No.
What?
No, it's all a facade, man. I mean, those that look perfect on the outside, that are doing everything that they should be doing and being the perfect image of whatever establishment you want to talk about, you go behind closed doors and you hear some of the real conversations that go on, it'll blow your mind. So, I mean, I agree with keeping up the image, keeping up the persona, but you got to remember, we're all human. We're all flawed. We all have our issues.
That's right.
Nobody's going to be perfect. I mean, we all try to live up to that example, but realistically, it's impossible. It's impossible, man. So
when I look
I get what you're saying, but it's just not. It's not being real.
I know,
it's not realistic.
I'm just saying this. When I look at my pastor, when I look in his eyes, and I do have a pretty good one. When I look in his eyes, I want to be able to see something close to God. I don't want to be able to see his eyes bloodshot red because he was out drinking all last night. You shouldn't have those type of problems. If you got those type of problems, hey, look, you can be a regular man. I'm not saying you're going to hell. Just don't be a pastor. You don't have to be. There's plenty of jobs.
But hold on.
It's a lifestyle. Being a pastor is a change of your life.
It's stressful. Exactly.
Hey,
So I don't think that a pastor should be drunk. You're very right. I also don't want my cab driver to be drunk. So there is a time and a place to do everything.
Wow, that's deep,
Kat. I think a pastor should be I think humility and being humble is something that our pastors don't have now. We used to have pastors, especially like in our grandmother's churches, great-grandmother's churches, that they would walk to church with you, and they were there, doing this and that with the church. They were more physically active and physically present. And I feel like now we give an omnipresent kind of reality to our pastors, where the pastor that wants to buy a jet for the church, quote unquote, like we think he's doing something.
No, he didn't want to buy a jet for the church. He wanted to buy a jet for himself.
We want our pastors to ride the bus with us if we on the bus.
Hey, Kat, you heard me? That pastor didn't want to buy a jet for the church. He wanted to buy a jet for himself.
All the members of the church ain't fitting in that jet.
Oh man, that's just.
I understand. I don't want to, show up to the church on Sunday after kicking it with the pastor at the club Saturday night. We coming in and after church, we talking about how we just kicked it at the club the night before.
For real, man. Like,
I'm with you on that. But if the pastor stopped by the party, he didn't drink, he just came to say what's up.
That's different.
I would appreciate
I'm
that
not talking about that. I'm not talking.
If I saw my pastor in the club, I'm gonna have some serious issues with that.
If I see my pastor in the club, he better be coming in there to get me out. That's what I want. Yeah, I don't want you better not be at the bar. If you're at the bar, you better be in there saying.
You can't ask him to do what your personal relationship with your higher power does. Like, which one do you want? You're trying to give him the responsibility.
He should be the middleman. He should be the middleman between me and the higher power. That's the way I want my pastor to be.
Exactly. He don't have nothing to do with it.
He should be the middleman. But you can't be the middleman if you live in the same life as some of us live. You can't do that. Hey, you know what? I think we should listen to one of the scholars on the show, International D. How do you feel about what I just said?
I think all y'all acting like y'all some damn Catholics or something. Y'all follow the damn Pope or something. A pastor can do whatever the hell he want to do. He ain't restricted from going out and doing any of that. So if he want to go out and club and all that, that's fine, as long as he's preaching the word on Sunday or whatever he's supposed to be doing it.
I'm sorry. I disagree.
I'm driving past all y'all churches 100 miles per hour.
For real. I'm glad I got the pastor that I got, and I'm not going to even say his name because.
Hold on. Can I say one more thing?
Isn't church supposed to be everywhere you go?
You worried about your pastor, but seriously, let's talk about the credibility of your church. They let you get up there and speak.
No. Wait a minute. What happened was D, let me tell you what happened, brother. What happened is I played in the old school versus new school game, and what happened is the old school lost. So each member had to pick a Bible verse and say what that verse meant to them. That's what I had to do. I didn't preach. I didn't say anything.
You share which Bible verse it was, CD?
I could, but I don't remember.
Okay, so old school lost. So does that mean the old had to get up there and talk? That was the punishment?
All of us had to go up there and recite a Bible verse. Yes, and tell what that Bible verse meant to them. And I was quick. I said that no one preaches before or after the pastor.
You've already mentioned that you're quick, so we passed that.
Yeah, you can't prove that.
You said it earlier. I got proof.
Don't hit that rewind.
Tape, brother.
All right. Well, look, that's not our question of the day. That was just my opinion. If you feel a certain type of way about that, feel free to email us insidethecavepodcast@gmail.com. I don't want my pastor.
Congratulations, though, CD, for real. Congratulations for getting up and doing that. That was real brave.
But see, Kat, that's nothing. I mean, I can talk in front of anybody. That's not a big. That's the point I'm trying to make. Just because I can get up and talk doesn't mean that I'm qualified to be a pastor. Just because Lamar shoots guns doesn't mean that he's qualified to be a cop. Just because Joe Dirt. I better not use that example. But just because. Just because Kat has good pudding doesn't mean she should be Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. So don't stop making all these guys that are not qualified to be cops or pastors, cops, and all these high positions that should be taken very seriously. It's the same thing. Donald Trump is not qualified to be president of the United States, but you got a bunch of idiots because he can go up there and make a speech and create a movement. You guys are about to elect this man to be president. He's not qualified. It's the same thing with being a pastor in a church. Just because you know a bunch of Bible verses and you can say it to the members and it might sound good does not make you qualified to be a pastor. You have to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk. If you're not living right and walking on the straight path, or at least can make it seem like to the rest of the people that you're preaching to, you can't be going through the same thing that I'm going through. I'm sorry. It's just like almost like having a doctor. If I got a doctor that's out of shape and he's gonna tell me how I need to eat, brother, get yourself right first. Don't give me no advice. I got
a perfect example for you.
Go ahead.
I know somebody who had his own church.
Yeah.
And he wound up marrying this lady who, at the time when he was messing with her, was I believe she was under 18. And he had to be like 30-some years old. You know what I'm saying? And the people in the congregation knew. So people stopped going to his church. I mean, like, how could you bring yourself to go to a church when you know?
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. You can't have them kind of problems. I understand the flesh is weak, but you can't have them kind of. You can't be lusting over women like that. To this point,
CB, you know what I thought about? I thought about football coaches when we were talking about this, and about how coaches, their whole job in the locker room is to say the most inspiring and life-changing words to get these kids to do something. I know they're not pastors or preachers, but I think they also show an example of I can still be a man, I can still go and have, drinks. And there are so many football coaches with, that we've heard over the past few years that have had other things going on in their lives. But for the most part, in that locker room, most of those boys hang on every word those coaches say.
And most of those coaches have strict rules. They said you be in by 12 o'clock. That's the curfew. They abide by it. The meeting is at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning.
But I can't help but to think about Sandusky.
Okay,
like that was
there's always an exception, Kat.
No, but check this out.
Position of power was abused.
I know. There's always an exception.
Yeah, but the coaches with them problems wind up getting fired.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I guess that's my point, that, everybody can be inspirational or shit like you did. You had an opportunity to say something, and at that moment, your light shined bright enough that people actually felt where you were coming from.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't qualify you to be a pastor. No. But yes, what you said might have did something, important in somebody's life, and I don't want you to lose sight of that no, you're not a pastor. But somebody might have wanted to hear what you said the way you said it.
And that's
cool.
cool.
And they put you at that moment in that space.
And if they felt that way about it, all they had to do was give me a piece of that offering. That's all they had to do. I'm not all the way saved yet. Break me off a little something, shut.
And you get the hell out of my house, talking like that. Move yourself from the dirty den.
Let's go back in the day. With Inside the Cave.
Go ahead.
Professionally speaking, is a male exotic dancer.
Okay. That's what you want me to refer to you as, a male exotic dancer?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. We got a male exotic dancer from Chicago named Diamond. Diamond, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on Inside the Cave, brother.
Hey, what's going on, big dog? And how's the rest of the world doing out there?
Obviously, our job ain't as cool as yours because you get to be around loose, drunk chicks all night. So, hey, man, is there any truth that women don't know how to act around half-naked men like men don't know how to act around half-naked women? Is there any truth to that?
It's absolutely true. They actually, on a scale of 1 to 10, men being rated against women, I would probably have to say 10 women would be at a 10, and men, in most cases, would be about an 8. But women don't have any regard for your body. They just think that, when you hear the term a piece of meat, they literally think you're a piece of meat, and you're for hire, and anything goes. And I've had some real crazy stories that happen with women. It's nuts.
Oh, please share.
Just the difference is, say you're just walking down the street.
Yeah.
If a woman knows that you're a male exotic dancer,
they feel like they have a green light to come and grab your genitals or fill on you or whatever. Whereas guys, if they know a female dancer is a female dancer, they're more reluctant to do something. They may say something, but actually walk up and grab you. Guys don't typically do that. At bachelorette parties, women are drunk. You always got women that's trying to sleep with the dancer.
Really?
Either for cash or just to have fun. So, it's a crazy world that a male exotic dancer lives in.
Now, if a woman did want to sleep with you on her bachelorette party or male review toy party, whatever's going on, how much would that cost to sleep with Diamond?
Nothing now. I mean, at one point, we'll just say guys in the industry. We won't say me per se, but we'll just say guys in the industry, and that could range anywhere from probably from a couple of $100 to, depending on where you're at in terms of what kind of party it is, $1,000 or whatever have you. So it could range, it could vary, honestly.
So women pay for sex, not two, but women pay for sex.
Definitely, women pay for sex.
Okay.
I mean, it's a business where, the bottom line to it is women see what they want, and they have expendable cash to do it. And some of them don't have expendable cash to do it. They're taking money from their, their husbands or fiance or whatever have you. So they're taking their money from some guy and giving it to you. Or for those women that have their own income, of course, they're spending their money. But a lot of times, they don't mind because they finna get it back from some guy.
Lousy ass women. Lousy.
And you know what, CB? Back to what Diamond said. I was at Walmart yesterday, and this lady grabbed my genitals. She said she thought I was somebody. She was 68 years old, man. She was looking for some grapefruit.
What's the age range of the type of women that you perform for?
Average age at a average demographic or age in this particular case is about 27. Yeah, about 27 is the average age. If it's a bachelorette party, those women, for black women, typically around, probably have to say around late 20s. For, Caucasian crowd, they typically get married somewhat a little earlier, probably about 24, 25. So it ranges anywhere from 25 to about 30 is the average age of women getting married.
Lousy. Man, and us men, we get it so bad. Why do you always gotta go to the strip club? And what do you like about her? And what does she do that I... And look at this. Man, Diamond, I'm so glad you came on the show.
Tell them why you mad, CB.
No. But the reason they saying that, these same women that's saying that will be the woman that sleep with the male dancer at a bachelorette party, or immediately after, if not in the bathroom, at a bachelorette party for those, for those who partake in that sort of activity. But, it's nothing different. Now, this is what I will tell you.
Okay.
Women are very reluctant to do things around guys. Okay. That when they're around a male dancer, because they're kind of unfiltered, because it's a sex-oriented business. So they typically don't just, they'll typically let their hair down. And to be honest, where a guy would be in a club and he have to talk and go through all the whole motion of, of trying to get to know this girl or whatever have you, in the male exotic dancer world, that really don't happen. Women want to have sex with you point blank. They're letting you know, and a lot of them have a problem if particularly if they're attracted to you and you're not feeling them or whatever have you. They want to know why not, things of that nature. But it's all the things that most guys have to go through, the dating process, or kind of talking to them. All they go out the door, man. When they see you as a male dancer, they see what you got, they want it, and then they're gonna go back to their boyfriends or husband or whoever have you, and act like nothing ever happened.
Lousy, just
right. So they just is worse. So don't ever let women tell you or that it's a difference. It's vastly the same, if not worse, where women are concerned.
Yeah, because you know what? That's true. Because like you said, we can't, even if a woman is an exotic dancer or walking around with no clothes on or whatever like that, we can't just walk up to her and slap her on the ass, even at the strip club. We can't do none of that. You got to get permission. But they feel like it's okay for them to attack you. You know what? We need to go march on. We need to march on Washington for that
right now.
That's terrible.
You talking about Washington D.C. or Washington the street?
I mean, I've had guys that get hit. I don't know if we can say that.
No, you can say whatever you want to. Say more. Say more. You said say that again.
Man, it's so. I mean, it's guys. I've seen guys getting hit at the lockdowns just in front of hundreds of ladies, or one or two girls will come up and just give a random guy that she don't know hit, as well as getting eaten out in the middle of the floor at a bachelorette party or even at a lockdown.
In front of all her friends?
Everybody.
In front of her friends and her enemies and in the whole 9 yards.
Lousy.
Y'all hiring?
It gets real.
Y'all hiring?
Yeah, well, it gets real. What does it take to be a male exotic dancer like you? Like,
well, I've seen some bad ones, but to be a guy, to be a professional guy that that your phone is ringing on a regular basis, it takes confidence. It takes a nice body, better than average body, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'll say this: all guys, all male dancers aren't good-looking guys, and all of them don't have great bodies. But it's a amount of confidence. It takes showmanship. It takes the better the body, of course, realistically, the better body or the better look, the more money you make. The longer your genitals are, that don't hurt either. But I've seen guys in this business, who's not particularly well endowed, but they do know how to do a great show. And some guys are not that attractive, but they know how to do a great show. And if you can appeal to a female's sensitive side, then you got her, and you got the money, point blank.
What kind of show? When you say you put on a good show, like what kind of show? Like what do? Because like at female strip clubs, they pulling stuff out there, out of every hole they got and stuff like. So like, what kind of show? Like, what do y'all have to do? Like, that's considered a good show.
To be able to put on a good presentation, you need to be able to come out and have in most cases a good choreographed routine. You need to be able to basically take a song and turn it into an illusion and a fantasy for a female. So whatever that song is, I don't care what the song is or what the music is. If you have the ability to turn it into a fantasy for more than half the room, then you'll definitely get paid and you'll definitely get called again. So. Just in my opinion, I've been in the business about 20 plus years, and I've seen guys, again, not that I would consider not attractive guys, but they just know how to do a good choreographed routine where they're able to make a room for the ladies. Think about some other than their husband, or even think about their husband and their boyfriends, because all ladies that come to the show, don't get me wrong, they're not trying to sleep with the guys, but they may take that home to their husbands. A lot of times, that's what it's about. You touching some buttons and guys sometimes get jealous, but they don't understand. These women are coming home to them.
Right.
They're fantasizing about the dance and what he can do. But if you're not hitting the weights, you're not doing the things this guy's doing, so of course they're going to be attracted to this guy, but they're bringing it back home to you.
Yeah, but they're bringing it back home to us. After you just messed it all up, though, right?
They go from six-pack to kids.
Because he's still going to do the same old routine. He's been with her for 10 years, so he's been a good missionary. Throwing the doggy style, whatever you do there once in a while. Or she see this guy climbing off the ropes and swinging from bars and everything else. She wants the excitement of it, but he still benefits that night because he's gonna get off.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of looking at it.
For real. I mean, but I have a saying, this is going to be kind of funny, but it's ironic. Listen, I can't get mad at guys because some guy, he's in a club, he's buying drinks, right? Or he's at a house party. So I come in, or a male dancer comes in. He's been on this chick all night, she's been on him. Once the male dancer comes in, her attention is now with this male dancer. So whatever you was doing before is out the door. So guess what? I can't be mad at you for being mad at me.
You know what? Your life sucks, man. It seems like how long before you kill yourself, man? You know,
next 2 or 3 minutes after I get off the telephone after this interview.
Jeez, man. Hey, man, you know, go ahead, Joe. You want to ask a question? Oh, Valley, you had a question? Okay.
Yeah, like CB said, we definitely feel sorry for you, Diamond.
Right.
Hey, but you know what?
Yeah, it's a horrible life.
Hey, but you know what? But real talk, Diamond, it's probably more. You would think you probably would have to have more of a more distinction being a male performer compared to women, because a woman has, body parts. She can just kind of go out there, do a little shake, do a little jiggle. For a man, you would think you would have to kind of be able to do more, like you said, And I mean, we've been to different strip clubs in Chicago. You got some women that's a little out of shape, but if she's naked, as a man, you don't care. As a man performing, a woman don't want to see a man that has a gut. You know what I mean? She's not going to give him attention. But on the other hand,
enough of that. I'm not trying to stick up for these women. Now, how many of these women have you slept with, man? How many people's wives?
Oh my God!
Yeah, how many wives?
I got a pretty extensive resume. I've got a pretty extensive resume, to be totally honest. It's kind of I lost numbers a long time ago.
Hey, let me know if I can send you a resume, like if you need like a track counter, like I can count, you know what I mean, for you, how many, tell them yes, no, basically be your assistant, for the week, Diamond. Just let me know.
Well, I'm in a committed relationship now, and I've been for a few years now. But it's I'll say this too. Being totally honest, I was in a committed relationship. And I got married, and the reason that the marriage didn't work was because being in the profession that I was in, it's not a game for a married guy or a guy that's in a serious relationship.
Yeah,
it's a business that you need to be young, you need to be single, you need to have people that's around you as far as females that understand what you're doing. Because the stories that I can tell you about the guys, that I know in this business that go through so many crazy things with women, just like everyday stuff.
Hey, tell us all the stories, man. We got as much time as you. Tell us some stories, man. We need stories on this show. Please tell me some more stories.
I've got one friend of mine who was in a relationship, and this guy, his wife, actually pressed charges on him. He wouldn't stop sleeping with women, so they separated. His wife actually pressed charges on him for hitting their child, hitting one of her children, I'm sorry. And he didn't really do it, but she just pressed charges on him because he wouldn't get back with her, and he wouldn't stop sleeping with women. As far as the stories are concerned, man, one of my guys was at a party. Actually, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind me saying his name. He runs a magazine now. His name is Pony Boy. He was a dancer.
Pony Boy. And, I know Pony Boy.
Yeah, Pony Boy. Yeah, he runs a paper doll magazine.
Yeah.
And he went to a party, and some guy came in and was fighting, wanted to jump on this girl. He was upstairs getting dressed. So the girl started going off on this guy. The guy goes outside and gets a gun and comes in. He kills like 3 or 4 people.
Oh, God.
Ladies at this party. This guy, Pony Boy, he jumped out of a 3rd floor window and broke his leg, broke his knees. And the guy looked down and he happened to clamber into a darkened area of the alley, whatever it was. And that's how he got away.
Wow.
Another case where, and he was getting ready to do a bachelorette party. Another case.
Did he at least get paid?
You know what? He didn't get paid. He got to pay. Them knees are broke. That was his payment. So, that was his payment. No, I don't know if he. I'd assume he did because we never talked about that part of it. But you can run into. I've been into several fights. In this business. When I first started out, I had picked this girl up one time, and I looked up and I felt it. Something wasn't right. And I boxed around and did martial arts, so I can take care of myself extremely well. So something wasn't right. Turns out this guy had hit me when I had picked this girl up. So I turned around, I had her in the G-string. So I whooped this guy's ass in my G-string.
God, so this guy got his ass whooped by a man in a G-string.
And they wasn't in a wrestling ring.
Insult injury, he gets his ass whooped by a guy in a G-string.
So now that done turned all the women on even more.
Right. The women thought it was part of the show, right?
This is true. She gave me $100. Besides my pay, she gave me $100 tip after the show. The girl did. And then tried to call me, tried to speak to me after that. But, you know, I figured she had this crazy boyfriend, so we going to leave. Oh, actually, she was not dating him anymore. She had quit the guy. Another story. In this world, man, you know, I don't know, you know, as far as Chicago is concerned, but you have to be plugged, you know, with the games and things of that nature because you're always on the side of town that, you know, that you just know that some craziness is going to happen. So, you know, I would always keep me, you know, one or two gangsters in my back pocket just in case I'm on the wrong side of town.
Where do you keep them at? How do you have a back pocket when you're in the G-string? Just curious.
Oh, you want to, okay, we ain't going to sit back pocket. On speed down. Let's rephrase that. On speed down. On speed down.
There you go. Go ahead, bro.
But, yeah, it's, you know, as far as the guys, I know guys that, man, seriously, that have women. You know, one of my buddies had women lined up one night for probably like the whole night. He slept with probably 5 girls in a night and got paid from each one of them.
Jeez.
You know, he beat a couple of hours. Yeah, he did a lockdown. I know. You know, one time, you know, we won't say names, but there was a pajama party, and a buddy of mine had a whole line of women waiting outside of the door. This one of those cases what I was telling you about. Had a whole line of women, had to be 15, 20 women, lined up outside of the door for a pajama party, and slept with probably 10, 15 women while he was waiting to get dressed. They were all lined up to come sleep with the guy.
No, damn it, Diamond, I told you not to tell nobody, man. Damn. I told you not to tell nobody that, man.
Hey, you told me don't say no names. You didn't say I couldn't say it was you.
Damn it.
You told on yourself.
I just snitched on myself. Give my $5
So
back.
wait a minute, Diamond. So it's like how many male entertainers are there compared to women?
Oh, it's a lot more females than it is male. In Chicago, I would probably have to say just a ballpark, maybe about 25, if that many professional dancers where guys, you can say guys are actually making money. Compared to women, it may be 25 women.
No, I'm talking about like at a show. If you're doing a show, it's like maybe is it 10 of y'all compared to like 100 women, or is it like, you know, what's the ratio at a show?
If it's a lockdown, you can probably on average if it's a lockdown maybe about 8 guys as max out at 8. Whereas with the female shows in any strip club you go into, it's probably going to be, you know, 10, 15, 20.
So it's 8 guys at the show. How many girls are there to see y'all?
It varies depending upon who's the promoter. I'm also a promoter, so I've done up to 2,000 women at some shows out of town. In Chicago, I think I'm maxed out probably about 1,200 ladies in Chicago.
And these as soon as they get done with you, they go to church the next day, singing hallelujah. You lousy ass women.
About him.
You lousy ass women. We putting you on blast. And hey, man, didn't she say it was a strip party at KOD tonight? Mm-hmm. We going to KOD tonight. I don't want to hear nothing.
We going with banners.
Is it a protest?
A protest.
Yes.
A hotest.
A hotest.
We're going to have a hotest.
We're going to protest. Well, I'll catch y'all. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll be the inside reporter. So I'll go inside, and I'll let y'all know when the best time is to start the protest. It might take a couple of hours, but I got you.
We gonna see you coming out there clothes and shit with about 8 chicks.
We're gonna have picket signs, man. And you know what's cool about you though, man? You actually on the show telling us all this, and you said this is not gonna affect your business. You telling us all this stuff, and you said this is not gonna affect your business at all.
No, I tell you why, because I'm on the tail end of the business now. So I'm more doing promotion than I am dancing. So it's You know, if I don't get booked, no big deal. If I get booked, no big deal. So, I mean, but this is you all ask me for the real about the business, let me give it to you. Now, some of the other guys, you know, they may be a little bit more reluctant because they're dancing more on a regular basis. But I'm more of a promoter now. So, you know, I've been in the business for 25 years. So I know everything about the business.
Hey, what made you not want to get into porn?
My children, actually. I would have done it. I would have done porn, but my children, I was thinking about, you know, later on in life and, you know, my sons, daughters, this sort of thing. So that was very important to me that I kept some sort of integrity about, you know, about what I did. I never did gay shows. I never did, I never did porn, but I've had a lot of opportunities to make money on that end. But
you know what's crazy? You said that because like at a when we go to a female strip club, we do. Well, not gonna say we do, but we know guys that would pay more money to see two women kiss and all that kind of stuff. Now, do women like to see that same kind of stuff from guys?
You know what? I've never experienced it throughout my 25-year career where I've been involved at a show where two guys were making out or whatever have you, and that's not something that I think most women. I've never heard a woman say, "I want to see a guy."
All right, ladies. So you got us on that. You guys got a little bit more standards than us because we want to see women kiss.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ain't nothing like girl on girl, definitely. But no, it's you know, the difference between males. Black male dancers and white male dancers is if there's a black male dancer, typically he's not going to let you know if he's gay. Whereas I've been on shows with Chippendales and I booked, you know, those dancers and things of that nature, white guys, and they don't have a problem with expressing the fact that they're gay or whatever have you. But it's just not something that most black dancers. I don't know any black dancers that's openly gay and that's dancing. That's some, of course, you know, we know. In our industry, you know, the words and rumors out that this guy and that guy is, but it's just where.
That's the download. That's that whole download thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, some guys, one or two guys in the business will say, you know, they'll dance for a male or we've heard, but typically that's not something that goes on in our community because you definitely get shunned from the other dancers. Nobody want to get out with guys like that.
Yeah, right. Diamond, man, I really appreciate you coming in here giving us the inside scoop on Inside the Cave. So it's safe to say that we're all in agreement here that bitches ain't shit, man.
They rough, man. They rough. They rougher than the guys, man. They rougher than the guys.
Hey Diamond, we gonna text you some pictures of our ladies, man, just to let us know if you ever seen their ass before, so we can let their ass know.
You know what? I don't even want to know, Diamond.
5'6", light skin.
Diamond don't kiss and tell. Hey, I'm gonna let your girl be a saint.
Let mine be a saint. I'm just not letting her go out to no strip clubs. I know that much.
Well, we not built to deal with what they built to deal with. So, you know, you found out your girl been sucking some dick at a club.
Damn it, Diamond! I don't want to hear that, Diamond.
Damn! I'm about to send a picture. I don't even want to know now.
You don't want to hear it.
No, man, don't send.
Getting bananas eating out of their pussy or their ass. I heard about that too.
What'd you say? Say that again, Joe.
I heard some chick told me that the male strippers eat like bananas out of women.
You know what? That's they got. I haven't seen that one. I have seen them put, you know, the guys use bananas in their shows, but I haven't actually seen a guy that you know, that will eat a banana out of a chick. That's kind of like sucking a dick if you eat a banana out of a chick's that wouldn't be too attractive. I don't think. Right. But you know, whipped cream and honey and things of that nature. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been doing the show, man, when I was dancing, and I'll just turn. And next thing I know, man, a chick was sucking my dick, man, and I was like, whoa, hold on, we can't do that. So, but the crazy part about it is, half of the women is turned on about it, and then half the women, you know, is turned off about it. It's just, you know, it's not a staple that you know, everybody's gonna like that sort of thing. So I don't really partake in that sort of activity in my shows.
Do you keep condoms by standby just in case like something like that pops up? So you can, I mean, not you per se, but do the dancers keep condoms?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, dancers. Yeah, he's definitely gonna have you know, he definitely gonna keep some condoms around.
Because I'm thinking myself, like as fun as that might sound, living that lifestyle, you just don't want any old random chick just sucking your dick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You do want.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised that the guys like in the way these guys look and the way they keep themselves in shape. You'd be surprised some of the chicks that these guys mess with, man.
Jeez.
You be like, damn, seriously, what is this brother in the gym for? Mess with this chick.
Right. Hey, CB, so are you saying next time we have a lockdown, we should just do a show there just to watch the women's reactions?
I think that's a good idea, Veli, and I think
we would get a permission from home just on the business aspect.
And I think it's good that we see firsthand what goes on and document it. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we let Diamond promote it.
Yeah, we'll let Diamond promote it. We're gonna work that out, Diamond. We're gonna
DVD in the making.
Inside the Cave, male exotic dance.
And our show doesn't have any cameras. We're just, a vocal show. So that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do, Diamond. We're gonna put that together.
You guys let me know whenever you want to, and I'll definitely invite you out to the shows. We have them all the time, or even you guys want to come to some private parties. I'll make sure you guys get in and things of that nature, so you get first-hand information. Then next time you go on the air, then you'll be able to tell it like it is.
I got a feeling. I got
a
feeling we won't be talking about what.
Let's go back in the day. Let's go back in the day with Inside the Cave.
Tell me something, Joe.
America will finally have someone to look up to. His name is Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt in the building.
With the best segment on the Cave podcast.
Tell him something, Joe.
When Inside the Cave.
What's up, all my people out there? Just following me, and y'all follow me everywhere. All the dirt sheeters with the dirty minds. And check this out. Last week I had a story of last episode we had a love story. So this episode we kind of got it's a strange story, but it's kind of heartbreak, Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got me emotionally.
Okay.
But then again, I think this guy, he should be held on a pedestal, somewhat.
Okay.
It's kind of sad, but listen to this. The headline reads, "Man opts for jail instead of marriage." So he'd rather go to jail than to continue to be married. How you feel about this, CB?
Well,
as one of the married men on the show.
Yeah, I think it's only like two of us left, right? Jeez.
Now check this out, y'all, and I'll be interested to hear y'all response. Right. In Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a man held up a bank to finally be free from his not-so-better half. Anthony Miller, a 39-year-old, told the Lancaster County judge that his wife was abusive to him, and she abused him so bad that he got fed up and went and held up a bank with a BB gun so he can go to jail just to get away from her.
Wow. Couldn't go to the hospital or something?
He said that she was abusive, he was scared, and she threatened to commit suicide if he ever left.
Wow.
So she kind of boxed him in, but he had to find a way to get out.
Wow.
He said he was so anxious to get caught that after he went in there to rob the bank, he stayed there extra time, an extra 4 minutes, and asked the teller if they called the cops yet. So the teller set the alarm off, and when he heard the police come, that's when he walked out the bank so he can get arrested. Wow. Now listen to this. It said his defense attorney, Miller's defense attorney, said that when his wife came to pick up his car after he got arrested, the arresting officer talked to his wife for 20 minutes and said that he wanted to go to jail after talking to her.
Oh, man.
He told the judge that he had a nervous breakdown that day, and although he committed a serious crime with the BB gun, it wasn't loaded, and he never threatened to hurt anybody, but the judge gave him 3 to 6 years in prison. And the judge told him that we have to make sure that he don't do this again. But there is a bright side to this.
What is the bright side, Joe?
He divorced. He got away. Took him to going to jail, but he got away.
that's why, even though I'm happily married, as I say on this show, I am not an advocate for marriage. Marriage ain't for everybody, man. Some of these women are just crazy. Now, you mean to tell me this man rather go to jail? Go to prison than come home to his wife every day. That's all.
I feel like this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. She should have did some of that time with him.
I believe so. I think she should have did the time instead of him. But you know what? That's the problem. A big problem in America. I know a lot of guys that purposely work second shift just so they don't have to come home to their wife and kids, man. I mean, they purposely work second shift and they beg their boss, can they stay over an extra 4 hours? And they told the boss, you don't even have to pay me. Just give me an extra 4 hours just so I don't have to come home to the old lady. I mean, look, Kat, you need to start talking to these women and get these women straightened out, because this is ridiculous.
I mean, I am not married. I've never been married. And I think I'm more, I'm not with CB on, don't get married. I think if you find a good partner and, all that blah, 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 you should. But what's sad about the story is, so it took him to go to jail for the divorce he was afraid he couldn't ask for before he robbed a bank.
Because she said she'd kill herself.
Right. It's like it already, but she didn't. She's still alive right now, and they're divorced.
Hey, he want to risk that and had that on his mind.
I think that woman drove that man insane. And he shouldn't have to go to jail. He should have went to the what they call it, the nut house.
Yeah.
He should have went to the Cracker Jack suite and checked into the nut house, man, because like that woman, that's terrible, man. Yeah, that woman needs to kill herself and start over.
What you think, dog?
Hey, man, it got to be something. I mean, how bad it got to be? You just rather go to jail to get away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, dog, you know about those guys that want to work second shift purposely so they don't have to come home. You know about those guys, right, dog?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Openly though, like, isn't that your house? Isn't the man supposed to be the head of the house? Like,
yeah, you coming home to a nag, ain't nobody trying to
Kat, you never been married. Yeah, you're right.
But I'm sure she was a nag before you married her.
No, not all the time. It don't work out like that sometimes.
I've never been married, so my personality type is I don't like nags either. So I don't think that maybe I can't imagine what was so horrible in that home that he had to go to jail. And I kind of commend the judge for not allowing that behavior to be celebrated, or because if that's the case, we'll have a lot of niggas trying to escape marriages and all that by trying to just rob banks and go to jail. So I don't think that was the best way to handle it, especially because at the end of the day, they're divorced. She didn't kill herself. So it's like, it was a no-win for anybody.
I think that judge should have been disbarred for giving him that time.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. You're right. That time should have been sent to that woman.
You never know. He might not have had no doors on his room or nothing. No privacy.
Oh, man. You got a sponsor this week?
No, I ain't got no sponsor.
No sponsor for the dirt sheet. All right, well, we're going to get ready to wrap this show up. We got some big news.
Hey, people, I need y'all to email me some sponsors.
Yeah, you need some. Hey, we got a
Thank you for listening to Inside the Cave. Inside the Cave now brings you the official store to get all things Cave Crush and Inside the Cave at cavecrushshop.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Cave Crush and like our Facebook page, Cave Crush Shop.
Inside the Cave.
Inside the Cave. Inside the Cave. Inside the Cave. You're on the #1 show, Inside the Cave.
3 Lee Films.